The golden light of an autumn evening poured through the tall windows of Westview University's library, weaving shadows across endless rows of books. In this hushed haven of knowledge, two souls were fated to meet. David, a physics prodigy with tousled hair, wire-rimmed glasses, and a mind lost in the dance of equations, and Joy, an art student whose vibrant spirit splashed color onto the world's grayscale canvas. Their story sparked with a small mishap, a pencil slipping from Joy's fingers, rolling across the floor until it stopped near David's chair. She paused, her heart stirring with curiosity, then approached with a playful smile, retrieving her pencil with a teasing remark about its journey. David, startled, fumbled for a response, his cheeks warming as he muttered something about Newton's laws. But when their eyes met, a spark ignited, a connection as inevitable as the pull of gravity. In the weeks that followed, David and Joy wove their lives together, their differences blending like stars against a twilight sky. On the campus lawn, beneath whispering autumn leaves, Joy sketched David as he gestured toward the heavens, his voice alive with wonder as he named the constellations. In a cozy coffee shop, laughter bubbled when David clumsily spilled his latte, Joy's quick hands wiping the mess from his shirt, their fingers lingering in a fleeting touch. In the art studio, Joy guided David's tentative brush across a canvas, their giggles echoing as he accidentally smeared blue paint on her cheek. Back in the library, they shared earbuds, swaying to a shared song, their shoulders brushing, their hearts beating as one. Their love was a quiet melody, each moment building toward a crescendo. One crisp night, under a canopy of fairy lights in the university courtyard, Joy handed David a small painting, a stunning vision of a starry sky with two silhouetted figures holding hands beneath it. Her hands trembled as she offered it, her voice soft with vulnerability. David's breath caught, his eyes tracing the delicate strokes that captured their shared dreams. He set the painting down gently, his voice low and earnest, as he confessed that Joy had transformed his universe, turning sterile equations into something warm and alive. They leaned closer, their lips inches apart, the world fading to a whisper, until a voice broke the spell. A young woman stood nearby, her suitcase in hand, her presence a sudden storm cloud over their starlit moment. Lucy, David's ex-girlfriend, had returned from a year abroad, her smile sharp and her words cutting. She claimed their breakup had never been final, her tone laced with ownership. Joy's heart plummeted, her painting clutched tightly as she turned and walked away, tears burning her eyes. The courtyard, once a sanctuary, now felt cold and empty. In the solitude of the art studio, Joy poured her anguish onto a canvas, her brushstrokes fierce and chaotic, a tempest of dark blues and fiery reds. Her friend Maya urged her to seek the truth from David, but Joy's wounded heart resisted. She felt betrayed, a fleeting muse in a story that wasn't hers. Meanwhile, in his cluttered dorm room, David paced, Joy's painting propped against his desk like a guiding star. Lucy lounged on his bed, scrolling her phone with casual indifference. But David's resolve hardened. He confronted her, his voice firm as he declared their past was over, that his heart belonged to Joy. Lucy's eyes narrowed, but she gathered her suitcase and left, her parting words tinged with doubt. Determined to mend what was broken, David clutched Joy's painting and sprinted through the campus, his breath misting in the chilly night air. He reached the university auditorium, where the annual student showcase hummed with life. The room buzzed with chatter, its walls adorned with sculptures and paintings. But David's eyes sought only one person. Joy stood beside her display, a mesmerizing canvas of a galaxy, its swirling stars framing two glowing figures, a testament to her heart's truth. She wore a simple dress, her beauty radiant yet dim by the sorrow in her eyes. David pushed through the crowd, his voice trembling as he called her name. Joy turned, her expression wary, her arms crossed like a shield. He held up her painting, his words spilling out in a rush of sincerity. Lucy was gone, he explained, their relationship long buried before Joy had ever entered his life. He confessed his fear, his inexperience with love, but above all his certainty that Joy was his everything. The crowd around them faded, their murmurs a distant hum as Joy's defenses softened. She stepped closer, her fingers grazing his cheek, a teasing whisper calling him a nerd. Their lips met in a kiss that burned like a supernova, bright and all-consuming, the crowd erupting in cheers as the fairy lights above twinkled like a constellation of hope. But the universe, ever capricious, had one final twist to reveal. As David and Joy parted, their hands still entwined, a professor approached, his stern face softened by a rare smile. He held a letter, his voice rising above the crowd's din, as he announced that Joy's painting had won a prestigious scholarship to an art program in Paris. set to begin in just 1 week. The auditorium seemed to still, the air thick with the weight of the news. Joy's eyes widened, her grip on David's hand tightening. David forced a smile, his voice steady as he congratulated her, but his eyes betrayed the storm within. The crowd's cheers resumed, oblivious to the quiet turmoil between them. Joy and David stood frozen, their gazes locked on her painting, its glowing figures now a poignant reminder of a love tested by distance. The stars in the canvas seemed to pulse, as if whispering a question. Could their hearts, so newly entwined, withstand the pull of separate worlds? Their story paused on this precipice, a love story as vast and uncertain as the cosmos itself. Would Joy chase her dreams across the ocean, or would love anchor her to David's side? The answer lay beyond the horizon, waiting to be written.